Hey, you're wide receiver Khalil Shakir, right?
I sure am, kid. Here, go long.
Whoa! You're pretty good at football, man.
And you guys are pretty good at pizza.
Oh, sick. Dude.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Postgame Show Podcast here, presented by Picasso's Pizza. It is Sunday, December 22nd, and about a half hour ago, the Buffalo Bills finished off the New England Patriots 24-21 in what was a game that started out and qualified when it started out as a train wreck. Pun very intended. Starting with a 14-0 lead for the New England Patriots in this game. But the Bills battle back. They end up getting up to a 24-14 lead. New England scores a touchdown late to cut it to 24-21. New England tries the onside kick. The Bills recover, and that's how this game ends. But a game most Bills fans and the Buffalo Bills themselves would like to forget, even with the win. So let's break it down here on the Postgame Show Podcast, presented by Picasso's Pizza. This game started off with Drake May making plays, throwing dimes. Really, the biggest issue with the Bills today that I can talk about here is the physicality level, right? The physicality is where went downhill today. We will get to the refs. Today because that was an issue. But the physicality level, defensively, to start. Bills defense looked like they wanted no part of this game. No part of the physicality, especially the run game early on. But they couldn't even touch Drake May. And he's bouncing off of tackles, doing spin moves to get a first down. That first touchdown, though, a 28-yard pass to Kayshon Boutte, you can't even be mad about that. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to a guy because that's a great throw. That was a dime. But that second drive to go up 14-0 and that Ramondre Stevenson touchdown, just Bills getting out physical. It is what it is. That's what we had happen today to start this game. The Bills get outgained in this game, 379-324. The Patriots on third down, the beginning of this game especially, I think they started 4 for 4. They end up 7 for 12, so they even out towards the end of the game. But Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper just getting easy little dish-offs for 10-yard gains and first downs like it's 2007 again if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. Or really your whole life. It was a piss poor effort. That James Cook run, though. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that James Cook run. Because James Cook, I've said it a lot of times on the Pay the Bills show. I've tweeted it out in the past year. Their best offensive weapons, James Cook. You want to talk about the receivers and everybody eats and everything else. You want to talk about Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, great players. James Cook is their most dynamic weapon outside of Josh Allen. And that's why a couple weeks ago against the Rams, I was so baffled. I'm like, how are you not using this guy when you need, like, they didn't give him enough touches and you lose that game. And it was baffling to go away from him. They didn't go away from him in this game. Huge touchdown run. He ends up 11 carries for 100 yards and then 3 catches for 26 yards. He gets 2 touchdowns. When James Cook, when you can get the offensive line going like that and you can get a dynamic James Cook game, it's a different world for the Buffalo Bills. But that physicality wasn't there to start. And that's why they were in that 14-0 hole. I think that the Patriots, let's see what they ended up with time of possession. Patriots ended up winning by a slim margin. In that first quarter, it was 12-3. 12-3. You can't win that way. So it was a tough start, train wreck of a start, but the Bills battled back. The James Cook touchdown, you get it down to 14-7. They don't score before halftime like you would hope they would, but get a nice drive in the third quarter to get it to 14-14. And then a turnover after a nice punch out gives them good position. Tyler Bass, it's a good field goal. You like to see that positive sign. Another fumble where Taron Johnson recovers it in the end zone, gives the lead. But the Bills' offense struggled today. And then at the end of this game, it's 24-14. This drive from New England, 13 plays, 75 yards, and 316. I know it's garbage time, but it was again last week where it was, I think, what did we say it was? Like a 16-play, 1 minute and 51-yard drive from Goff. So I know they're garbage time, but teams are moving down at the end of these game situations. And so there's a lot of concerning things from the Bills. The physicality, specifically from the defensive line. Ed Oliver was basically non-existent. Von Miller looks like a shell of himself. The defensive ends outside of Rousseau were so disappointing. I mean, Epineza was basically a disappearing act today. With no Dwayne Carter, the interior of that line, it wasn't a good day for Phillips and Jefferson. There's just a lot of holes on this defense being exposed. And Drake May and the Patriots getting to 21 points, holding this Bills offense to only 17 points themselves. It was just a bad day around. And the Bills did not take this game seriously enough. They played with their food. They got in their own way. And that was the biggest story of this game, Khalil Shakir had a couple weird misses in this game. A couple weird drops or plays that I think he should have been able to grab. It was just a piss poor effort. It's a 24-21 win, but it's a piss poor effort from a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. Across the board, the special teams, to even set up that first touchdown drive, a big return by the Patriots. That's going to kill them. The special teams is going to kill them in the playoffs. You want to talk about that MVP race? Let's look at the MVP odds, because there's at least been a little bit of a groundswell of narrative towards our guy, Lamar Jackson. Allen's the major betting favorite. He's still minus 600, but I have a feeling that's going to shift after today. Allen didn't have a good game, 16-29. He had 6 carries for 30 yards. But that MVP race is going to be put into question in the next couple of weeks, especially if the Ravens make a run towards winning the division. Piss poor effort from the Bills today. They got it done. They're good enough to win in these games against inferior teams when they play a C game. But it was a C game, without a doubt. So they got a lot to shore up and work on. It's disappointing because I thought I said 45-7. I thought they were going to come out here and stomp this team. Didn't happen. It didn't happen that way. So it's a disappointing effort. There's time to correct it. This isn't the most important game. This is a team that they were clearly looking over with 3 weeks left in the season, figured they could play their C game and win, and they did. But now they got a lot to work on. There's a lot to fix. There's still a 1 seed to go get, but you got to finish sharp. You got to finish sharp. And today was not that. Today was the opposite of that. Today was the Bills' old, lazy tendencies creeping in again. And it's disappointing, man. I thought they were going to come out and stomp the Patriots, and they didn't. They played with their food all day long. All day long. They get the New York Jets next week at home. The Jets are 4-11. They scored 9 points today. You got to stomp this team, and you got to stomp the Patriots in New England. Get back on track. Today was a piss poor effort. They got the job done. Good win by the Bills to get through it, but a bad effort. We need to see better. Drake May at 260 yards passing. Can't happen. Can't happen. Be better. I thought, you heard, and I know the defense is banged up, and maybe that affected them a lot. That secondary is really banged up. But man, D-line. I thought this D-line was going to be so good this year, man. And they're turning out to be the biggest weakness on this team heading into the playoffs, and they did not show up again today. The Bills got out-physicaled, or at least matched by the Patriots in this game, a lot of it. And that's what caused a lot of trouble. If the Bills aren't being bullies, it's going to be a lot harder to win games. And Josh Allen couldn't be Superman today because of that. Allen didn't have his sharpest game. Offensive, defensive line didn't have theirs. Nobody had their game. Nobody had their A game again. It was a failure across the board. And they still won, but this is a failure from the team across the board, and they got to be sharp to finish out the next couple weeks. So disappointing effort, but happy the Bills got the win today. That's where I'm at. So thank you all for tuning in to the Postgame Show Podcast presented by Picasso's Pizza. This is Jake Micah. I'm signing off. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate out there. We'll have some content during the week, but we know it's going to be a busy week with the holidays. So spend time with your loved ones. We love you all. We love you so much and appreciate you following on this train with us all year long, and it's never stopping. Going into 2025 stronger than ever. So stay tuned, stay locked with us as we keep growing and showing what we can do here at Trainwreck Sports. But thank you all. Seriously, extremely grateful for everybody out there following along with us. This is the Postgame Show Podcast presented by Picasso's Pizza. The Bills win 24-21 over the New England Patriots, improve to 12-3 on the year, and we'll face the New York Jets next Sunday. Go Bills. Have a great night, folks.